Welcome back. You're watching Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Carla Lahara. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday, July 28th, and we want to continue with the latest out of the park fire burning in Northern California. Right now, we are getting a live update from first responders on the ground. Let's watch.
304 within Tehama County. There's been a total of 67 damaged and destroyed structures within the perimeter. We have obtained about 40% coverage of the footprint overall at this point. Moving forward, we have over 4,000 personnel assigned to the incident, and the incident currently sits at 12% contained. Yesterday's weather pattern, the incident was smoke covered and shaded, so there wasn't a lot of solar heating done by the sun, and there was very little wind. That allowed our firefighters to anchor this incident and gain that 12% containment. Today, this afternoon, the smoke is cleared. The sun's come out. We're starting to get some solar heating, and we're also getting increased winds in the upper canyons. We are experiencing some challenges along the 32 corridor, and my operations section chief will be able to explain those areas that are being impacted. Thank you.
Speaking next with an overview of the incident operations is CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 3 Operations Section Chief Mark Brunt.
Good afternoon. As Chief C explained, we are seeing some increased fire activity within the incident this afternoon. Yesterday, with the weather conditions, the fire calmed down quite a bit. We were able to go direct, get a lot of good fire attack in, and put in some direct lines. Just taking you around the fire, starting at the origin area on the western part of the fire in Butte County. That's looking really good. Continue to mop up patrol in that area, and looking very, very good in that. As we move up the rest of the western part, we are seeing moderated fire behavior. We're taking opportunities to go direct, put direct line on that fire. Crews are working diligently. Some of it as we get further in up through Tehama County. Tough, difficult terrain for them to work in. So, but a lot of hard work going in there, and they're making really good progress. Good win for us yesterday on the Highway 36 corridor, where the fire did burn across 36 and threatened the communities of Paynes Creek. Had no other losses in there. They're making good progress. They were able to get good direct line based on the moderated fire conditions, putting a good attack on that part of the fire, and we were feeling really good about that as a win for us. Going down the Highway 32 corridor, we were starting to get more direct line, a lot of good progress further in what we call the right shoulder of the fire. A little steeper, heavier terrain, heavier fuels, slow work, but good effective work getting direct line in. As we move further down on 32, this afternoon, it was about 20 minutes ago, that's when we saw some more significant fire behavior pick up, as Chief C mentioned. We're starting to see increased fire activity. We have fire running in a northeasterly direction. It's crossed Deer Creek on both sides of the creek, just above where the shoulder of the fire here, and basically it's making pretty significant run. About 100 acres or so, moving into some heavier fuels. We have dozers, crews and engines and aircraft making a direct attack on that the best they can. Again, starting to get in some rugged terrain, heavy fuels, which makes it more of a challenge for our folks to attack that in the just northeast of the Butte Meadows area. As we move further down below Butte Meadows, we are seeing some spotting activity. However, the folks are having a good opportunity to take advantage of getting those, grabbing those, and keeping any further spread. But we are being very diligent in watching that as fire activity increases. And moving down back towards the origin, that's looking good. More of a all direct line and patrol mop-up. In the Shasta zone, the furthest north, they are doing a lot of good contingency work, preparing and opening lines from previous fires. So if the fire were to continue to advance, we'll have a good opportunity to take advantage of those opportunities to help steer or suppress the fire. We have a significant amount of aircraft assigned to this fire, both rotor wing and fixed wing. They are all currently flying where they can based on the smoke conditions, and are aggressively attacking the fire as we speak this afternoon.
Speaking next from CAL FIRE Butte Unit and Butte County Fire Department, Unit Chief and Fire Chief Garrett Scholin.
Good afternoon, everyone. You've heard the updates on the fire and the amazing work that has happened in the last 24 hours, taking advantage of the weather change and the additional resources that have arrived to get them out on the ground and put this fire out. This equates to putting more black line on our map, increasing our containment of the fire. This also means evaluating your viability on returning to your communities. This is something Sheriff Honey and I take very seriously and work in conjunction with the incident management team on making that happen. We're also focused on the number of factors when we look at this, and fire control as being one of them in and around your communities and your residences. I want to take a moment and talk about Cohasset. We have an unburned island in that community that we are continuing to patrol and ensure that there's no hot spots that establish within it and destroying what has survived the fire. You've heard just a moment ago from the operations chief about the spot fire at Highway 32 Lomo, just north of Humboldt Road. They're putting aircraft and aggressively attacking that fire. But CAL FIRE, in conjunction with Sierra Pacific Industries, dozers continue to improve the fire breaks that are around that community and establishing the viability if the fire is to make a run towards Butte Meadows. I want to also thank the citizens of Butte Meadows for evacuating their community. We're working really diligently to make that safe, and as soon as we can, we will get you back in there. Thank you.
Speaking next from the Butte County Sheriff's Office is Sheriff Corey Honey.
Good afternoon, everyone. Tonight, I want to talk a little bit about the things that we've been doing to try to get you back into your residences. So we are working hard to downgrade some of the evacuation orders to warnings. And just moments ago, we were able to reduce a portion of the evacuation order in zone 312A to an evacuation warning. This includes Cohasset Road, Rock Creek Road, and Sycamore Valley. We also just reduced the evacuation order to an evacuation warning in zone 317A, which is Richardson Springs. Richardson Springs Road is now open, and the rest of the zone remains under an evacuation order. We were really hoping to be able to downgrade the evacuation order to a warning in Forest Ranch, but unfortunately, spot fires were reported across Highway 32 a couple of hours ago up near North Humboldt Road. As you heard earlier, that creates a real problem for us. And in addition to that, a number of hot spots between the houses in Forest Ranch proper were identified. I think that illustrates how rapidly things can change. We were all set to reduce that order to a warning. We were excited about being able to get people back in there. But when things change rapidly and the risk to the community is increased again, we have to react to that, and therefore we're holding off those plans. I really want to thank and express my appreciation to all the firefighters out there working. I know that they're going to be working in those areas to try to address the hot spots and contain that spot fire. And so we're going to revisit that tomorrow, and I'm hoping that if the weather cooperates and the firefighters are successful, we can again look at the possibility of reducing the orders in Forest Ranch to warnings, but they've got to stay in place for now. So here's what it looks like right now. There are 27 zones under evacuation orders in Butte County. There are currently 24 zones under evacuation warnings. And a full list of road closures can be found by visiting buttecounty.net. And the city of Chico currently has one zone under an evacuation order and 2 zones under evacuation warnings. And the entire town of Paradise is currently under an evacuation warning. We were also looking at the potential of reducing the warnings in Magalia and Sterling City. But again, because of the fire activity that has come across Highway 32, we have to leave those in place. Right now, we think there's about 4,200 people under evacuation orders within the unincorporated areas of Butte County, and we are working really hard to try to get people back to their houses as soon as possible. I want to mention the fact that Supervisor Doug Teeter and I and other members of my staff were able to meet with some of the members of the Cohasset community at Cedar Grove Park this morning. It was a really good meeting. We really appreciated the opportunity to get with those folks, to talk with them, to hear about their concerns, to answer some of their questions. Just a very productive meeting and very appreciative of those folks and how understanding they were. One of the things that came up was escorts into Cohasset. That's something that we certainly try to do, but we have to now scrutinize those requests much more closely, because ultimately we found that some people were lying to us about the need to go in. They weren't following our directions, and in one case, one individual got in there under the ruse of asking for an escort and then refused to leave. So that's an example of how one person can make it difficult for everybody else. And for the members of Cohasset, don't worry, I'm going to be having a discussion with that individual and make it clear to him that he has negatively impacted everybody's opportunities. And with that, I conclude my comments.
Next, we will be hearing from Tehama County officials. That includes CAL FIRE, Tehama Glen Unit Chief, and Tehama County Fire Department Fire Chief Monty Smith.
Good afternoon. So you've heard the update from the incident commander and the operations section chief here in Tehama County. We've had 304,000 acres affected. Our priorities in Tehama County continue to defend our communities and our natural resources. We've had several impacts to Tehama County communities and residents, and we are working together to return us to normalcy as soon as possible. Our first responders are working in partnership in an effort to getting all of you home very soon. I want to thank the citizens of all the affected areas for their support of the first responders and all those that have come to Tehama County to assist us in our time of need. I also personally want to thank the first responders that are here from all the allied agencies, both local, state, and including federal agencies. Thank you.
Speaking next from Tehama County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Dave Kane.
Good afternoon. First, I'd like to start again also echoing the feelings of all the other agencies that we're thankful for all the allied agencies that have assisted the sheriffs, fighting capabilities, both state, federal, and local. We want to ensure the community that we still have areas that are evacuated on the east side, the communities of Campbellville, Paynes Creek, Dale Station, Manton, Sky Ranch, Mineral, Mill Creek. We'd like to also thank the citizens that did the rapid evacuation from those areas. It was instrumental in allowing us to safe out of those areas before the fire reached that area. We still have hard road closures, Highway 32 and Highway 36 and Manton roads. Our primary focus will be patrolling those evacuated and closed areas over the upcoming days, with the efforts of preliminary discussions of repopulation of some of these areas. And once we can get people safely back into those communities with the advice of CAL FIRE, we aim to do so. At this point, we have no known deaths in Tehama County, and we currently have no missing persons reports. We do have one felony arrest on a warrant of a subject who was, again, like Sheriff Honey said, trying to enter the evacuation zone. So we are being very diligent and vigilant on patrolling those areas and protecting your property while you're not there. We have initiated, as of today, feeding and watering ag permits, allowing people to get into certain areas under escort of the Sheriff's Office. You can ask for that and get a permit by calling area code 530-529 for Sheriff's Office, and we will make arrangements. We've already started making arrangements for tomorrow afternoon as well. We have an active evacuation site set up in the Las Molinas area, and we also have animal shelters available You can find both those on our Sheriff's Office social media sites. And as of today, we took a tour with the affected supervisors, Supervisor Leach and Supervisor Nolan, and the county administrator of the air of those communities to show them the impacts. And we are looking forward to trying to get back to normal and get people back into their community. Thank you.
That concludes the formal speakers for the 1500 press conference. Just a reminder, all this information can be found at fire.ca.gov, including the social media links. We appreciate your time. Thank you for coming.
All right, you just heard there an update from first responders down there on the ground battling the Park Fire. The latest update from CAL FIRE in Butte County says the Park Fire has burned 353,194 acres total and is 12% contained. It has burned 52,850 in Butte County and a little over 300,000 in Tehama County. And for more information, of course, you can follow all of their social media pages and head to fire.ca.gov. We'll be back right after this.